74,000 years ago, the world held its breath. In the humid forests of ancient Sumatra, a mountain larger than imagination trembled beneath its own weight. Deep below, pressure built in silence, a slow, relentless heartbeat of molten rock. When that heartbeat finally stopped, the earth convulsed. A single moment of fury that nearly erased our species from history. This is the story of Toba, the day Earth almost went extinct. Toba began millions of years earlier, layer upon layer of magma pushing upward through weak crust. Each eruption carved new scars until a massive chamber formed, a reservoir of liquid fire stretching more than 100 kilometers wide. For tens of thousands of years, it waited. Above, forests grew, animals thrived, and early humans wandered the land, unaware that beneath their feet, apocalypse was forming. Then, without warning, the pressure reached its limit. The ground split open. Columns of flame and ash pierced the sky. The mountain ripped itself apart, releasing more than 2,800 cubic kilometers of magma. The blast hurled molten rock 40 miles into the air. Lightning ignited the ash clouds. Shock waves flattened forests 1,000 kilometers away. Where once stood a mountain, there was now a void, a caldera stretching 40 miles across, later to become the calm waters of Lake Toba. Within hours, day turned to night. Pebbles of pumice rained down like hail. Ash drifted across Asia, settling in layers over India, Arabia, and Africa. For those living thousands of miles away, the sky dimmed and the sun turned red. Birds fell from the air. Rivers boiled with falling ash. The roar faded, only to reveal silence, the kind that follows extinction. The eruption injected vast amounts of sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere. These particles formed a mirror, reflecting sunlight back into space. Global temperatures plunged by as much as 8 degrees Celsius. Glaciers advanced, monsoons failed, entire ecosystems collapsed. It was a volcanic winter that lasted 6 years, and its shadow lingered for centuries. For early humans, survival became a daily gamble. Ash covered grasslands, killing the plants and the animals they hunted. Drinking water turned toxic. Anthropologists believe that the global human population may have fallen to fewer than 3,000 breeding individuals, a bottleneck so narrow that every human alive today descends from that fragile line. Imagine huddled families in dark caves, firelight flickering against stone walls, listening to the distant thunder of a dying world. They shared food, warmth, and stories, and somehow they endured. Evidence of this catastrophe still lies within us. Modern DNA shows remarkably low genetic diversity, suggesting a near-extinction event at the same time as Toba's eruption. The volcano didn't just reshape landscapes, it reshaped humanity itself, selecting for cooperation, adaptability, and intelligence. In the face of annihilation, we learned to build stronger communities, to plan, to imagine tomorrow. When the ash finally settled, new life began to reclaim the scars. Forests sprouted in volcanic soil, rich with minerals. Lakes formed in collapsed craters. Slowly, the sun returned. Animals migrated, following green shoots across gray plains. Humanity spread, once again, carrying memories of darkness and fire in its myths. Perhaps it was this shared trauma that gave birth to stories of floods and wrathful gods, found in every culture that followed. Scientists first uncovered Toba's secret in the 1970s, when thick ash layers across the Indian Ocean all trace back to one source. Drilling into lake beds and ice cores, researchers found microscopic shards of volcanic glass, Toba's unmistakable signature. Satellite imagery revealed the caldera itself, an immense oval scar on Sumatra, now filled with serene blue water. Beneath that calm surface still lies a magma reservoir. Toba remains alive, dormant, but not dead. Around the world, other supervolcanoes sleep. Yellowstone in America, Taupo in New Zealand, Campi Flegrei beneath the Bay of Naples. Each could release hundreds of times more energy than any nuclear arsenal. Modern technology might predict the tremors and warn us, but it cannot stop them. The question isn't if the Earth will erupt again. It's when. The story of Toba is both a warning and a miracle. A warning that the planet's power dwarfs our own, that civilization rests on the thin crust of a restless world, and a miracle that against impossible odds, a few thousand souls survived long enough to tell the tale through us. Every city, every song, every human dream exists because they refuse to vanish. The mountain sleeps once more, its fury sealed beneath the still waters of Lake Toba. Yet beneath that mirror, fire still breathes. When we gaze into those depths, we're not just seeing reflections of clouds. We're looking into the memory of our near extinction. The ash of Toba lies buried in the soil, in the ice, and perhaps in us. This was the day Earth almost went extinct. Subscribe for more stories of ancient catastrophes, where every ending is also a beginning.